You know what today is?
You've
got no clue.
I've lost all track of time.
Well, today is the day we're talking about. Tesla, AutoNation, Lithia. That's probably about it. That'll cover our bases.
Wow.
Name drop another one. Daimler.
Ooh. Daimler. Ooh. Who else can we name drop? Penske.
We've got essentially, all these big publicly traded companies, they report, quarterly their earnings.
They better.
And, I think we mentioned in one of our videos, or maybe back on the Your Auto Advocate website, one of the guides about how manufacturers, like Subaru, for example, has traditionally reported their inventories or their sales monthly.
Yes.
And, everyone went to doing it quarterly.
Yes.
Amidst coronavirus.
They started doing it before that, actually.
Well, quite a few started to do it as a result, though. Like BMW, I think, started to, or Mercedes-Benz. Anyway, we're here to bring some second quarter news updates that we think might be relevant.
Or not.
Yeah, potentially not, too.
Yeah, because, the things that we think are relevant, you might find, totally irrelevant. But there's only one way for us to find out. Exactly. And that's to actually, converse about them and then look at the comments below.
Exactly.
Okay, good.
Kick us off.
AutoNation, the world's largest purveyor of new and used cars. That's public.
In their board meetings, they say we are purveyors of new and used
cars. Fine new and used cars. Yes, because they see themselves as purveyors. So they're the largest publicly traded automobile company out there as far for retail.
In terms
dealer
of
group.
Number of cars they sell per year.
Yes.
It's like and 250,000 or something like that.
More than that, I think. A lot. Okay? Starts with an A, ends in a lot.
More than CarMax.
More than everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
And so they're number one as far as sales are concerned. But what I found interesting is 2 or 3 years ago, they opened up 5 standalone used car stores called AutoNation USA.
Okay.
And they wanted to see what worked and what didn't work. They wanted to experiment. They wanted to go to school and learn how to be in the used car business and make it really profitable.
My question is, what is a standalone used car store? I'm imagining a CarMax type of situation? Is
that
okay.
Yeah, that's a standalone. Sure. Yeah, CarMax, CarSense,
just used cars.
Just used cars. But brought to you by your good friends at AutoNation. Anyway, so apparently the experiment went well, and they've decided that over the next 2 years that they're going to build 20 more. Okay, standalone used car facilities, AutoNation USA, around the country, and they've set aside $200 to $220 million to build these 20 stores.
Wow.
You hear me say this all the time. I'm not real good at math, but that means that the average cost is going to be somewhere around $10 million for each store.
Yeah.
Think about that for a minute. So they're going to invest $10 to $11 million in standalone used car facilities. How many used cars do you have to sell? And at what price point and profit structure do you have to sell to make that type of investment seem worthwhile?
Yeah. And they were 2 to 3 years into that test with the 5, so they already have enough
they know.
Guidance to see, okay, our break even is here and we're gonna start raking in the cash.
And they know what cars to buy, they know what products to offer, they know what finance products to offer with it. So that my guess is that somewhere down the line these cars will be producing front and back probably somewhere between $3,000 to $4,000, maybe a little more per car sold, and God bless them. They have the ability to be able to invest that kind of money.
They have the ability, stability, and willingness,
and apparently the willingness. Yes. So, which would indicate to me that they're going to really make their payments, and somebody's going to lend them all this money to do it.
Well, and so they might not even need to take out too much financing, because one of the super interesting things from their Q2 results was the fact that I think they made like $290 million in net income. So that's profit. That's not revenue. That's profit.
Yes.
And a substantial chunk, 170 million of that, came from Vroom IPOing.
$279.9 million
was
net
their
income.
Total net income. Yeah, see, I got the numbers actually close.
Yeah.
161 after
tax investment online of used cars retail.
So they made $161 million on their prior investment in Vroom. And if you're not familiar with Vroom, Vroom went public 2 months ago, a month ago, 3 months ago, whatever it was. You've probably seen their ads before this video or on TV. They're a used car purveyor as well.
Yes, they are.
Specializing in at-home delivery. They're a Carvana competitor.
Yes.
They're more tech-oriented.
Yes.
So that signals to me that AutoNation's been thinking about used cars as a profit center. Obviously, even before any of this.
Oh, absolutely.
Because that's always been a profit center.
Yeah.
But as a major driver, they got $161 million in cash from that investment and then going public.
Yeah.
And now they're going to open up 20 more of these standalone used car stores. I remember Penske did this too a couple years back.
Yeah, they bought
a European group.
And they bought one in the States called CarSense.
CarSense, yep.
Yeah, that's located in New Jersey and the Philadelphia area.
And so,
the growth that these publicly traded companies see in the automobile industry is not strictly in new car franchises, but in standalone used car facilities.
I mean, it's less and less these days, it seems, in new car. And
it's tough to make money selling new cars.
I was looking at it, the Lithia. Lithia Motors is probably like number 3 or 4 largest in the country. You've got AutoNation, Penske, then probably Lithia.
Group 1.
Yeah, maybe Group 1 or Asbury.
Yeah.
Okay, in Lithia, they have this chart. And this is in their investor relations. I mean, anyone can go look at this. I'll even put it on the screen because I think it's so compelling. It's a chart. It showed that 4% of their revenues came from, starts with an F, ends with an I.
Finance?
F&I.
F and I.
Right?
Okay.
4% of their revenues came from F&I.
Wow.
What percentage of their profit do you think came from F&I?
32.3.
27%.
Wow, that's pretty close.
And then they broke out their new car revenue and their used car revenue and the profit as well. The back end of those deals is where they're making so much gross margin.
They're probably close to $2,000 a car on finance.
And so if you're selling more and more used cars and you're selling them with extended warranties because they show you that chart of, well, you're not covered and if this happens, you might as well. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So looking at Lithia, looking at and reading about AutoNation, it's kind of a boom time, it seems, but maybe it's always been for these big dealers.
Apparently.
So what about the next wave of manufacturers? We've never talked about them on the channel before. We're going to talk about...
It begins with a T.
No, I'm just kidding.
It begins with a T and ends in an A.
What other obscure electric car brands are there that we could joke about talking about?
Rivian.
Rivian. Yeah. Fisker's not even electric, is it?
Oh, they're coming out with their electric division.
Yeah. Someone else makes a truck, I think.
Oh God, who?
Tesla. We're talking about Tesla.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Tesla because, well, Elon Musk. I don't know how can these shares be worth $1,600 and some a share, but. They are, because for the 4th quarter in a row, it's the first time in their history that they've ever had a profit 4 quarters in a row.
How many quarters makes up a whole?
4. Wow. I never understood that. Even though their automotive revenue fell 4% to only $5.2 billion in the last quarter. Would it be? They only delivered 90,891. First time ever that Elon Musk has been that exact with how many cars they've sold. Normally, he would have just said it was 90,000, give or take. So
your Elon Musk impression is
it's not good.
No.
Okay, but that's besides the point. But anyway. They've managed to make a profit 4 quarters in a row, and by doing that, it only triggered a $101 million payment to name him Elon.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
There's stock options. It's a neat concept.
Yeah, it is for him. So They announced yesterday that they had their quarter earnings for profit 4 quarters in a row. Elon's making his money, they're making their money, and then, because I know everybody and their brother's been going, well, where are they going to put that truck factory?
Yeah.
Okay, and the Gigafactory is going to be in Truck Country, USA, Texas, Texas, Texas. That's where we're going to have our truck factory, and so everybody in Texas should be happy because trucks are going to be going wild.
So
and electrified.
The most interesting thing that I found reading through the second quarter results for Tesla
Yes.
was actually their insurance program. Did you read about that at all, Deb?
Yes, if you, depending on how you drive, they're hoping to start selling automobile insurance.
Well, no, they already are in California.
Yeah, but they want to expand to five other states.
And so this is what I start to find really interesting, and I want your opinion on. You sold cars back in the day. You sold trucks before there were even Monroney labels required.
Yes, that's
so window
true.
stickers.
Yes.
My dad has told me stories. When Senator Monroney from
If you were hot to trot on something and it didn't have a window sticker, we made the price whatever we wanted to make.
and that was back in the 70s, right?
Late 60s.
Late 60s,
70s.
70s.
Some, I don't know. 77. When did I start? 77.
There was a time, okay?
Yeah.
So talk about no computers in
Yeah.
the car. All right. Fast forward to today.
Yeah.
In my Volvo.
Yeah.
It can drive itself, for bits of time. Everything's tracked in the computer. It
Yeah.
brakes for me and everything. And then you look at really progressive manufacturers like Tesla.
Yeah.
The thing tracks everything.
Yeah.
And I've thought about it when I've been sitting in my Volvo, and it uses the automatic braking because I wasn't paying attention
Yeah.
or I didn't stop fast enough, and
Yeah.
it brakes for me. I've always thought to myself,
Imagine them letting Geico know that.
and that's exactly what Tesla's doing.
Yes.
And that's their
and
business
they,
model.
and they want to use that information for their own good. And they don't want to necessarily, they're not going to share it with
Well, no,
other
they're
insurance.
gonna-
Yeah.
they're gonna
Yeah.
sell. They have their own arm that sells insurance.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
Musk said, if you drive faster, you'll pay more.
Yeah.
If you drive more safely, you'll pay less.
Yeah.
And that, it's like a double-edged sword to me. It's
Well,
super compelling, but it's also kind of big brothery, kind of scary.
Well, it's not sort of
It
kind of
is.
big brothery. It is big brothery.
So what's your take on that? Do you think other manufacturers are going to go down that path? We have a video, Dad, about how BMW is making you subscribe to heat your freaking butt in your heated seats. I mean,
Yeah.
it seems like everything's being disrupted and changed.
Yes.
But I just like that word. So what's your
I know. Well, the other word you like
take?
is
Scale.
well, no, I was going to say Tesla's iterating as we sit here.
What are like the 3 words you hear me say most often?
Iteration.
Yep.
Does it scale? I don't know, but I got one, and it tells me how much I weigh every day. So if you want to get ahead in America, learn how to use iteration and scale in the same goddamn sentence, and you'll be the CEO.
Disruption also.
Yeah. Oh my God. If you can use all 3 in one sentence, you're going to be the CEO of something. Okay. I promise you. But do I like it? No, I don't like it. There's enough intrusions in my life that yeah, you're number one. But there's enough intrusions that they don't need to know exactly how I drive my car. They don't need to know what the maximum speed is I've ever hit in my car, probably close to 90. They don't need to know how hard I hit the brakes. Well, just that I hit them when I need to.
Yep.
So no, I don't like it. But it's a data-driven world, and they're going to use it to show you how they can save you money and control your life, and while you sleep, put thoughts in your mind that you had no idea about.
That's Amazon, dude. That's totally what Amazon's going to do.
Oh, absolutely, because I know at night I dream about Amazon stuff that I need to buy the next morning. I know they're just pumping shit into my head while I sleep.
So big picture, what is the second quarter results? What are they signaling? It's a boom time to be in the automotive business. Musk's making, what is that?
100. It's
10
just
figures? 8
yeah.
figures? 9 figures?
It's too many figures.
It's a lot of figures.
Yeah.
So Musk is making money. These big publicly traded dealer groups are making a ton of money. It's a boom time. To be a
Yes.
dealer.
Yes. In most cases.
And if you're a buyer, like one of us, or just a normal consumer or customer, we all kind of get shafted a little bit.
Welcome to America. Yes. Yes. Where nobody's got your butt kind of like we got your butt. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, buddy, I think we pretty much ruined this subject for the day.
We'll be back in the third quarter.
Oh, God, I hope so.
Me too.
I hope there is a third quarter. Yeah. Knock on veneers.
Thanks, Doug.
Yep. Bye.